What does it say?
Hello everyone. Welcome to Critical Conversations. This is a product of the Middle East Peace Civic Forum, and we're in the middle of a conversation series. Hello everyone. On visions of peace, which is our focuses on bringing women's voices. Our last series just so happened to be all men, so we said, all right, we need some balance here, and we want to hear from women. And we had our first session a few weeks ago, and uh, and I was very moved by the conversation. Hyam was with us, and Yael Admi was with us, and we had a conversation, and it was very touching to hear just how the women are really just have had enough of sending the kids to war to be sacrificed and die for a cause. Let's live for a cause and love each other. And so I'm very delighted today to be having this conversation. We have an exceptional lineup of guests today with us, and Mirabai Dorozen will be my co-facilitator for today. It's your first time in the facilitator role here at MEPCF, although you've been on our podcast before. So we're happy to have you back. And um, Hyam, you were with us last time. So let me just pull up all my bios here so I've got all the facts at hand. But Hyam, you're part of Women Wage Peace, which is an organization that's bringing a very diverse roster of women together to travel the world and speak out and ask people all over the world to step up and support what we're up to have a better future for everybody. So thank you for being back. I'll let you say a few more words about yourself if you'd like.
You want to say something, or I have to say something to understand?
Yeah, do you want to say anything else by way of introducing yourself?
First of all, thank you, Matt. I'm very happy to be. This is my second meeting with you. I like what you have said about critical voices because it's about time to listen to critical voices. Yes, I am in the board of Women Wage Peace. I'm there since 2016 because where I felt that this is the place where I should be because their language, their vision, their objective really suits me. There are things that I didn't like. For instance, they don't say occupation or anything, but for my good fortune, we are doing everything to end this occupation. So this is why I'm there. And you said something very, very important. We just landed from Venice 2 days ago, and we were in Argentina at the beginning of August. The world is really looking for the world is so excited to listen to a voice which says stop the war, bring the hostages back, keep our children alive. We want to be with you with the mother's call because it's about time to hear the power of a mother, of a woman who says, I don't want my son to die. I don't want to bury him. I don't want to visit him in the grave. I want him to live and I want to see my grandchildren. This is a voice which is new, really. It's an emotional voice, maybe. Plenty of people doesn't want to listen to that voice, but I think it's about time that we say we are here. We are not sitting at the wheelchair anymore. We have a say, and we want to keep our children alive. So,
Amazing.
yeah,
Amazing. Well, so glad you're here and with your colleagues, Nimaat. We just spoke yesterday for the first time, and this is our first time seeing each other on video. So
yes.
it's so nice to have you with us. You're a doctor. You studied in Cyprus. You're living in the Bethlehem area. You're passionate about science and research, and also about the quest for human dignity and freedom and a better life for everybody. And you're working for Real Peace. You're now co-director of the Democracy and Federalism Hub, and you're reflecting on different ideas about how peace can become a reality, but a real peace where people can live in harmony. So thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Matt, for organizing this. Thanks for giving me the chance, actually, to be here. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Actually, yes, to be as a peace activist, October 7 was the trigger, actually, because when I came back from Cyprus, it was during the war. So I found that, unfortunately, especially here, let me say, in the West Bank area, that our people they are not aware about the political situation. They are not aware about many things. They just sometimes clap and they don't know why. Even sometimes they want to say something or their opinion. Even if we have some educated people, they're afraid to share their opinion. So here I said, stop, I should do something. So this was the first thing that actually it was a trigger to join and volunteer for the NGOs. So I'm working with Dora. We launched the Democracy Federalism Hub for both sides, for the Israeli and Palestinian people. And nowadays we are like concentrating on youth people because I think we can easily change their mindset and improve.
Beautiful.
The
Beautiful.
older, actually, when you discuss with them about the situation, I was really shocked. Like my parents, my grandpa, they have very unfortunately old mindset. They prefer violence. I like to have their rights. When I ask them why, because it's easy. They have no other alternative choices, no alternative solutions. Like, let me give you an example. If you go to the here for the Palestinian people, or if you want to ask the situation here, what solution you have, they all will mention only one solution, which is the two-state solution. I can't blame them because, you know, propaganda, television, newspaper, Facebook, talks only about two-state solution, no alternative solutions. So when you give, like, I have a discussion yesterday with you, and I gave you an example, like when you are giving a multiple choice question, what solution for the Israel-Palestinian conflict? So I give you choices: A, two-state solution; B, two-state solution; C, two-state solution; and D, all of the above. They don't know, unfortunately, about federalism, confederation, democracy, and federalism. So from this point, I decided with Dora to educate people and train them through workshops. And of course, we will not forget the regional solution. We are living in the Middle East. We are not alone. So also we are working on this.
Amazing. Well, we're so grateful to have you here today. Your work is so important. And, you know, these voices for peace, it's time to give them a chance to be heard and respect where they're coming from, which is really a sense that, like Hyam, you said, like our children are important and our families are important. And, you know, we don't have to live this way. It's 2025.
Yes, true. And we can take Europe as a model. Like Europe suffers from many war, like World War I and II. But look now, look at Germany now. And they are more than us, like more identities, more countries, but they have the same currency, the same Schengen visa if I want to apply. Wallah, it's very good feelings. We miss it. When I go to Europe, I can go to France, I can go to anywhere, but only the borders line. What the feelings we miss here. If I want to go to Ramallah, oh my gosh, I think United States or Europe is much closer than Ramallah. I need to think, which way shall I take? How many hours shall I spend? I'm not thinking about my work. I'm just thinking the roads, the safety. So since we have both, for both sides, Palestinian and Israeli side, since we have the same target for better future for all, so I think we can do it. It's not easy, but since we started, I'm sure that we will achieve. And when we have someone like you, Matt, someone like Dora, like Hyam also, I like what she talk about. So together, we can build a very better future for us, for our children, and for the next generations. I'm sure, because we are only two, Israeli and Palestinian. So we are not like France, Germany, blah, blah, blah. Several countries, but they do it, and they did it.
Yes.
So we can do this. Only we are two.
Yes,
so
right.
Sure but we need something is very important. We need to kick the foreigners out. like Iran, you understand me. If they are out, we are
Yes.
happy. We
Let the locals handle it.
We can handle our problem, I'm sure.
Yes, yes, very good. Thank you. Well, we're going to just go around and introduce folks, and then Mirabai, I'm going to turn it over to you to ask some questions and engage us in conversation. But Dora, you're the executive director of the Democracy and Federalism Hub, and you used to work at Challenge, which is promoting conflict transformation, and wonderful resume and history, but really just reflecting diversity in Israel and your stand for peace. So it's so great to have you with us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And this is really exciting to be here today. So I'm Dora Bender, and I'm Israeli. I'm also American, but I'm Israeli by birth, and I don't look typical Israeli. My mom is from a Jewish community in India, and my father is from a Jewish community in Turkey, from Istanbul. So I'm quite like a wild mix. And I grew up in the center of Israel, just regular city girl in a big city. My family was very right wing. I mean, they still are. And through life, through transformation, I'll tell my story later how I got involved with what I'm doing today. But throughout my life, I was activist, usually for environmental. And today I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm transitioning into conflict transformation, thinking about the aim of what I can tell about myself, that I'm looking to create a path where we can explore different type of solutions, and not only explore them, learn about them, and also transition into actually making them happen on the ground. So our work, me, Nimaat, and our team in Democracy and Federalism Hub is actually to take it a step up. Like, we do dialogue, we get to know each other, we talk about things, but let's transition it, okay? Let's educate people more about what's ahead of us, what's the opportunity, and let's see and explore what is the steps that we can take to actually implement those
Yes,
and make it
so
happen.
critical. Very good. Well, we'll have a chance to get into lots more of that. I want to welcome Worood. Welcome, Worood.
Hi.
It's so good to have you with us.
من الرائع وجودك معنا يا ورود.
شكرا لك، وأنا كمان مبسوطة إني معكم.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
أنا ورود من غزة، عمري 28 سنة.
I'm Worood from Gaza. I'm 28-year-old. I'm a mother of 4 children.
عضوة في لجنة شباب غزة. مبسوطة إني موجودة معكم.
I'm also a member of the Gaza Youth Committee, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, Worood. It's a pleasure to have you with us. It's such an honor, and all of our hearts go out to you and your family and all the people you're with. And we're all wishing for peace, and we're happy to hear from you today. I know all of us want that.
I want to tell ورود something. ورود قد هيك بس شفتك هيك حسعى بدي ابكي لانه بفكر فيكم، بفكر بوضعكم، بفكر كيف مش قادرين نساعدكم. حبيبة قلبي، ان شاء الله كل شيء يخلص، ان شاء الله ترجع الحياة زي ما كانت قبل. حبيبة قلبي.
شكرا لك حبيبي.
I look at you and I can't help. Okay, I look at you and I can't help but to feel sympathy and empathy with you, and I can't wait for the war to end.
Amen.
Go ahead, Worood.
موجودة معكم اليوم عشان أنقل صورة الوضع في غزة طبعا، وأحكي
I'm
عن
here with
قصة
you to share with you the image of what's happening in Gaza and share with you the story of my daughter.
Beautiful. Thank you. So, all right. Well, Mirabai, I'm going to turn it over to you. I just want to say thank you, Walid, for being our interpreter today and being with us and a member of our team. So, Mirabai, go ahead and, you might want to prioritize Nimaat and Worood, just in case their connections are unreliable.
Okay, thank you. Wow, thank you, ladies. Thank you for being here. I'm so inspired by you. Thank you for your courage and your unbelievable faith and trust. I know that it takes probably a lot to be here. It takes a lot to do the work that you're doing. And I just want to take a moment really to acknowledge you because you guys are doing incredible work and the most important work right now in the world, right? When I think about, what we are in like United States struggling is like nothing in comparison what you guys facing, right? Anywhere in the world. So thank you for being here. So I'm going to also encourage you that if you feel like you want to reflect back during this interview on each other's answers, feel free to chime in and just reflect on what resonates for you, what you feel like called to comment on. So I encourage you to do that during this interview. So I would like to
Discussion.
Yeah, discussion. I'm so so I would like to start first to learn a little bit more about you. So if each of you can just tell me, what is the one thing that you love to do today in your life? And what were you dreaming about becoming when you were a child? Who would like to go first?
I forgot what I wanted to be when I was a child. I wanted to be a hostess. I remember, but now يعني, I mean that what's happening today. We are really more thinking about what's going on now. We are thinking about how to end this stupid war. We are thinking about what to do, our dream to live and let other live. Our dream that I will wake up in the morning, I can drink my coffee without thinking about what's going in Gaza, what's going with the hostages. I want, my dream is that the child of Palestine will play with the child of Israel without their mother thinking about what's going to be in the future. I was in all over the world, but I feel that our conflict is so stubborn that we have to do everything in order to change the situation because what's happening is so dreadful. Mirabai, what's her name? Mirabai?
Mirabai, yes.
The situation is so dreadful that we have to think really what we can do. I know that Dora is doing plenty of things. I heard about Sinam. إيش اسمك؟ Sinam? What's your name? Sinam? I forgot her. عم بشوف ايش اسمك مش شايفيته منيح. نمات 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 نعمات نعمات. You see, you wrote Nimaat and the name is Nimaat. So imagine the difference.
You can say Ain, so say Nama.
Especially for me, Mirabai, because I identify myself as Palestinian Israeli, so my identity is so complex that when anything happens, my heart is broken because I have to think at both sides. I have to think about what's happening here in Israel, and I have to think what's happening over there in Gaza. So this is my situation now. I don't have any dream. I just want that a change. This is why what we are doing in the world, just influencing all the leaders, all the women of the world to come and to let our leaders come back and sit. I don't care about one solution. I don't care if any solution for me is okay that it will end this dreadful situation. So this is what I am. I don't have a dream, Mirabai. I can't dream.
Yeah, I hear you. And this is why I asked this question, what you guys were dreaming about when you were children, because right now in the middle of the war, there are so many children, whose dreams are like stolen, right? They are living in a completely different reality. They're not being children. They are grown-ups, right? In a children's body. So thank you for sharing that.
Can I share?
Sure, yes.
Okay, thank you. When I was a child, my father, he told me, Naama, look, the only door, especially in our situation here, that can be open for you is through education. So educate yourself. I want you to be a doctor. Once you are a doctor, I'm sure that you can do something to our society. Can you imagine? I was just 5 years old when he told me that. I never forgot. Really, I studied hard. I worked hard. I got, actually, I came from a very poor family. So I need to study hard to get scholarships. So actually, I did it. And once I'm a doctor, I'm not concentrating on the academic work as much as I'm concentrating on the political situation and how can we change it. So how can we change it? It's not like a piece of cake. So also, I need to go back to what my father told me through education and awareness. So really now, we are concentrating with our team on training and educate people. Like Dora said, political situation, many political solutions, alternative solutions, and the regional solution. Once we are aware, I'm sure that we can change to a better future for all children, that they can dream and live safely.
So you are not a doctor? You didn't become a doctor?
I am. I got my
You are
PhD
a
in
doctor.
psychiatry.
Wow. Your father should be proud of you.
Really am. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Okay, should I go or?
Yes, anybody who would like to go first, feel free.
Okay, so my dream since I was young, I wanted to be an archaeologist. I wanted to find out where it's coming from, you know, like about civilization, how we become like what we are today, and what spiked our civilization. I never got to make my dream come true because when I registered for college, when my father see the application, he said, "My daughter is not gonna go and dig up in the dirt." So we had a big fight. So I studied business. I am a great businesswoman, but it wasn't my dream. I think what I do now is fulfilling a dream because I feel like I'm leading, but I'm also creating new leadership. I'm enrolling people to transform themselves and empowering them. And as Nimaat knows, I really am not a manager. I am a leader. I love it when people take independence and understand that I'm here for them. To help them, guide them whenever they need. And yeah, I feel really blessed. I know we are facing a truly hard situation, but I have to share something that after October 7, my life changed. Suddenly working for challenges, conflict transformation, we had so much work. Like Nimaat knows, like after October 7, we started to engage in full power because I understand how our work is important. Walid knows that. We work with Walid as well. So the transition is now, yeah, we are suffering, but we also have opportunities. Maybe from this suffering, we can look forward to understand the conflict deeper, take that opportunity and transition them to positive peace. It's possible, but like Nimaat said, it's not a piece of cake. You have to work for it. And you have to be also brave and believe that it's possible. So that's me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's really beautiful. Is anybody else?
Do we hear from Worood?
Worood?
يس أنا كمان حلمي إنه كان يعني أصير دكتورة بس
My
ما
dream
صار
was to be a physician, but it never happened.
والأحلام كلها راحت في الحرب يعني أنا خسرت كل أحلامي كان نفسي إنه
All
كان
the
حلمي
dreams were lost with the war. I lost all my dreams.
كان حلمي يكون عندي بيت دافي وكبير يعني لإلي ولأولادي.
I dreamt of having a big warm house for myself and my children.
بس أنا هلأ بعمل أحلامي بأولادي، يعني عدي عنده حلم إنه يصير دكتور، يصير مهندس.
But now I try to live my dreams through my children. I have a son, his name is Oday, and he wants to be a doctor.
كمان برنسس ورود بنتي الصغنونة عندها حلم إنها تصير دكتورة عشان تعالج، تكون يعني مختصة في الحالة اللي هي فيها عشان تعالج الصغار.
My daughter Worood, she's also dreaming of becoming a physician because she has the dream of healing the kids who suffer the same condition as her.
لكن أنا كمان زي ما حكت أستاذة هيام، ما في أحلام حاليا في غزة بعد 7 أكتوبر، الأحلام انتهت.
And just like Hyam said, after October 7th, there are no more dreams, they are over.
وأنا بأتمنى هلأ إنه الحرب تخلص ويكون في سلام بين الدولتين وأمورنا ترجع مثل أول، مثل قبل 7 أكتوبر.
And I hope for ending the war and for our situation to be restored to prior to how it was before the war, and for us to be living in peace, the two states to live in peace.
شكرا. Thank you.
شكرا ورود حبيبتي.
حبيبتي تسلمي يا ست هيام.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing this. This is really important for the world to hear, that children's dreams are now lost. And the path to peace is to restore this hope and restore the life that they deserve to have, right? The life of dreaming and creation and safety and love and exploration of themselves. So thank you. Thank you for being here. My next question for all of you is, what inspired you to come here today, and what led you to choose this path?
Very good question. I can begin because I think, or Dora, you want to begin, or Nimaat?
Go ahead.
Okay. I was born in Haifa, and Haifa, you know, since when I was a child, I was born after, you know, the Nakba and the independence of the Palestinian, of the Israeli state. I remember that where I lived, there was a building. We lived, you know, 3 religions. I'm Christian, so I lived in one floor. My Jewish friend Rachel lived in the 2nd floor, and my Selma friend, you know, lived in the 1st floor. So I remember in my childhood we were playing together. I remembered on Friday I used to get the hameen of my Jewish friend. Until now I loved hameen. The next morning on Saturday I used to bring her the hummus that my mother did, and you know we were playing with Mahmoud. She was giving us, you know, pita, za'atar, all these things. So I had such a nice childhood. I didn't know what's going around me. I didn't know that my, you know, that my people had a Nakba or anything. But when I remember that when I was a child, I used to wake up at the middle of the night hearing my grandmother sobbing and sobbing. And in the morning when I used to ask them why Granny was sobbing, they told me that she is sobbing her 2 daughters who were expelled with their children, and she thinks about them at night, and she cries, and till now, till she died, she didn't saw her 2 daughters nor their children. So also this brought me to be very angry and thinking, what's going over here? Why they took my land? Why? Anyway, I grew up with lots of anger, but I chose to went to the university to learn psychology and counseling, and there I met gorgeous Jewish woman that, you know, helped me in my studies, helped me because it was difficult for me at the beginning. And with that, and we talked, they told me about the Shoah, and I told them about the Nakba, and I felt that no monopoly on pain. each one is in pain, and you have to do everything in order to change the pain. So I think, that my childhood and what I felt with my friends and Haifa, which is a very multicultural city, I felt that really I have to do something. And when I left, when I retired, I was a senior supervisor counselor. I was in charge of 400 counselors in the Arab society. I built the counseling in the Arab society. I felt that I had to do something. Our language is a very nice language. It's dialogue, it's listening, it's to talk about your fears, to sit and talk, violence. And I felt that when I heard about Women Wage Peace, I heard that they are talking the new language. The language is no blaming, no shaming, dialogue, women's power. And since 1916, I said that I have to be with these women. And for me, as I said before, my double identity, being Palestinian and Israeli, is a very complicated identity. And for me, as the conflict between Israel and Palestine is making our situation here, we are 21% of Arabs who are not Jewish, and it's not easy for us to live here while our people is at war with our country. So I felt that if I will do everything in order to end this conflict, maybe they will see me as Palestinian Israeli, and maybe I will have a better future for my grandchildren. And this is why, I was the coordinator between Women Wage Peace and Women of the Sun, because, I know both languages, I know both cultures, I know both religions. So I was the coordinator, and now we have also a sister movement, which is Women of the Sun, a Palestinian movement in Bethlehem. So I want to give a chance to others to talk, so I will continue afterward. Yes, كملي نعمات.
Thank you, Hyam. A big like.
Okay.
Actually, Mirabai, thanks for this question, but the answer is very easy. We live in a situation that you can't avoid. You can't avoid what you are seeing every day, what you are suffering every day. So really, the bad situation, like, helps you or not helps you, like, push you to be part of it for different generations, even children. When you see children, they are playing soldiers, checkpoints. Can you imagine that? Because they live that.
Yeah.
So we can't avoid. So when I suffer every day, for example, when I want to go to Ramallah, Ya Allah, what a bad day because of the checkpoints. You will stay in the car 3, 4, 5 hours until the checkpoint is open. For example, I have with my team an event in Ventotene. It's a training course about federalism. So I need to go through Jordan. We don't have airport. So I'm just thinking the way to go to Jordan. How many borders? Before the borders, how many checkpoints? What time shall I wake up? What time shall I go? What's gonna happen? Really, the situation is very bad. We are suffering every day. So this is enough to give us, or not to give us, to make us be in this situation and to start thinking, how can we change? This is number one. Number two, because I traveled because of my education, I participated in many international conferences, and I found that our voices not heard, unfortunately. The people around, or like in the Middle East, Europe, they only knew us through propaganda and through the news, through Facebook. They don't know our voices. They don't know our, even our suffer. They don't know much. So we need our voices to be heard to the whole world. How? Through us, through people who can travel, who can go, who have the charisma, public speech, to talk on the behalf of our people that they can't, for example, travel, they can't talk, they are not educated much, they are not aware much. So this is my answer.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
شكرا نعمات.
Worood, would you like to go first or I'll go?
ورود حابة تحكي الأول؟ ولا
لا
حابة
لا عادي،
دورا؟
تفضلي حبيبتي.
No, please go ahead, Dora.
All right, thank you. So my journey is a little bit wild. During the Corona, we were really suffering, had to stay at home for a long time, and I'm usually very active and I'm always out. And you know, we have a break in the summer, so I saw a post on Facebook for a trip to Judean mountain to visit different springs. And well, so I contacted the women that posted it, and she told me about it, and I said, okay, so I'm gonna go. And you have to understand that I live next to Tel Aviv. This is my life. I don't go to West Bank or Judea and Shumeria, whatever you define this area. This is my world. So I told my friend, let's go, you know, it's fun, it's summer, let's go and have fun in the spring. And then we went and we took our two children. She had a boy, I have a girl, they're very young. And we were driving happily. And then we hit a checkpoint. Okay. For me, it was very traumatized because I rarely see checkpoints. I usually only maybe if I go to the Dead Sea, but it's something that we expect. And then what hit me was the soldier, like a young soldier that have to stay in the checkpoint with a gun pointing in each car that are passing. And for me, it was like something shocking happened to me. And it's like, okay, my child, like my daughter, at one point she'll have to join the military. Is she gonna do that too? I mean, she gonna be like pointing a gun at cars and people that she doesn't know? I mean, like what life is entailed for her? And that put a turning point. I said, I have to do something about it. You know, I can't just live in this situation. And you have to understand that people that live in the center, we used to go with a big sign against occupation. We didn't understand what it is. And then we went for coffee. It was like booking the time to go to demonstration and then going to coffee. So it's not that I'm criticizing it, but this is our life. And so what happened in the spring is I met, we were late. So in the gas station, the tour guide that was a Palestinian, we didn't know the tour guide is a Palestinian. His name is Ziad. He waited for us because the entire group left. So I was afraid. I was like, okay, what's going on? Like, are we going to jump into a Palestinian person car with our children? You know, just but he was so lovely. He was smiling and welcoming. And then we jumped on the car and he took us through Hussan, that is a Palestinian village. And suddenly I see a lot of signs in Hebrew and Arabic. And I see a lot of Haredic Jews shopping in the village. Women, children, men, families. And for me, it was a culture shock. Because for us, like, we never thought about Palestinian and Israeli having any interaction. And seeing something like that was a big transition. Basically, after this, I become Ziad colleague, and he introduced me to Phil Sanders, that become really good friends. And I started my work. So during the Corona, I volunteered for Path and Open Peace, that today is a program within Challenge. And through that, I enroll into my activity because I realized I saw opportunities within the conflict. I thought maybe we meant to live together. Maybe it's possible. And here I am today. Thank you.
Thank you. That's so beautiful sharing.
Dora, really, it's a story.
Mhm.
A difficult and a nice story. I mean, you know, it goes deeply to the heart. Yeah.
Absolutely. Worood, would you like to share?
ورود حابة تشاركي معنا؟ ورود
ميوت ورود يمكن.
ورود عاملة كاتم للصوت صامت.
معكم هلا سوري. وليد.
Yes. Can you
As a
repeat the question?
child, what had you get into peacemaking? What had you be interested in that?
كطفلة شو اللي دفعك إنك تخوضي في مجال السلام؟
Well, I'm sorry, can I just be more clear? Like, what
please.
inspired her to come today, to be part of this conversation, and how did she choose this path of peace?
شو اللي ألهمك إنك تحضري معنا اجتماع اليوم، وشو اللي دفعك إنك تختاري السلام؟
صراحة اللي خلاني أكون موجودة معكم اليوم موضوع بنتي ورود.
Frankly, what made me attend today and be present with you is the topic of or the issue of my daughter, Worood.
ورود تعاني من نقص أكسجين أثناء الولادة. هي انولدت بالشهر السادس وخلايا المخ عندها.
Worood was born with oxygen deficiency in her brain. She was born after 6 months.
اكتشفنا الحالة اللي عند ورود بعد 6 شهور من ولادتها. رحنا على الدكتور وكان الوضع كتير قاسي علي جدا. لكن
we didn't find out about her condition until after a few months, and it was a very harsh reality.
ورود كانت هدية من الرب، وكان المفروض إني أحافظ عليها وأعالجها، وضليتني أروح على دكاترة.
Worood was a gift from God, and it was my mission to help her become better and recover.
عملنا لها عمليات وعلاج طبيعي وصارت طبيعية بنسبة 75%.
We did surgeries, we did physical therapy, and she became healthier to a 95% degree.
ولحد ما فاتت الروضة كان نفسها تفوت روضة معينة تابعة لحماس، لكن أنا كنت غير مؤيدة صراحة.
Until it was time for her to join a kindergarten, and unfortunately she chose a kindergarten that was affiliated with Hamas.
لأني أنا أصلا من المعارضين لحماس، لكن عشان خاطر بنتي ما أكسر خاطرها. أوكي تمام، ما هي روضة بالنهاية، ما راح تأثر على طفلتي.
I've always been in opposition to Hamas, but because or due to the child insistence and due to the fact that it's only a kindergarten, I didn't think much of it, and I let it happen.
وبعد فترة من ذهاب ورود للروضة بطلت بدها تروح على الروضة، خلاص صارت تبكي في الليل، بديش أروح على الروضة، وكان لازم إني يعني أعرف إيش السبب، ورحت للروضة عشان أشوف
After a while, Worood changed, and she stopped wanting to go back to the kindergarten. She used to always cry, and that motivated me to investigate what happened.
رحت وشفت ورود مهمشة قاعدة ورا سلة المهملات، مش قاعدة جنب زمايلها، ما بتروح على البريك، ما بتطلع بريك مع أصحابها.
I was surprised when I saw that she's being marginalized and purposely, and how they're seating her behind the door next to the trash bin, and how they even prevented her from having her break, just like other kids.
حاولت أفهم ليش، شو القصة يعني، ليش ورود هيك موجودة في هذا المكان. كانت الإجابة من المس لأنها خايفة عليها، بس هذا مش مبرر طبعا. أخذت الإجراءات اللازمة.
I tried to address this and inquire with the administration why this is the situation for my daughter, and the official response is that was that they were trying to quote unquote protect her. I tried to escalate and I went to the police.
بعد ما روحت للبيت اتفاجأت انهم فصلوا بنتي، علشان انا يعني كنت ما اخذت موقف من اللي صار. كنت يعني بحكي.
After that, I was surprised when I went back home that they have suspended my daughter from the kindergarten.
ولما رحت عشان أشتكي على في وزارة التربية والتعليم على روضة الصحابة اللي كانت فيها ورود، ما كانت مرخصة زي ما حكيت لكم، كانت أصلا لأتباع حماس. وهنا أخذت
When I
الخطوة.
went to the Ministry of Education for a complaint, I discovered that the kindergarten wasn't registered and it was a de facto kindergarten just because of their affiliation with Hamas.
وانا اخذت خطوه مع بنتي انه لازم ورود يعتذروا لها، لازم ورود تطلع من الحاله اللي هي فيها. عملت فيديوز لورود على الفيسبوك بتحكي عن اللي صار معها في الروضه.
I insisted to bring the deserved apology for my daughter. Therefore, I started using social media and producing videos for my daughter to speak for her case.
قصة ورود لقت دعم كبير من المجتمع الفلسطيني والمجتمع المسيحي وحتى المجتمع اليهودي كمان.
Worood's case found tremendous solidarity from the society, including Muslims and Christians and also Jews on the other side.
ومن هنا تعرفت على رامي أمان، مهندس رامي أمان وأستاذ رامز السوري، وهم كانوا معايا في هاي الكارثة اللي صارت لورود بنتي، وكانوا معايا جدا مساندين لإلي وخلوني يعني دعموني وصرت قوية بوجودهم بجنبي.
That's how I got to know Rami Aman and Ramaz Suri, who have provided unconditional support for me and my daughter.
السبب الكبير اللي أنا خلاني أكمل في موضوع ورود بعد ما اعتذروا لها يعني استفدت لها المديرة والمس تبعتها، إنه ورود حالتها ساءت كتير 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 بعد يعني أثناء الحرب.
The real reason is that the real reason following the solving this issue is that the real reason that made me continue or calling for peace is that after the war, my daughter's health has deteriorated immensely.
يعني أنا مجهزة صور عشان أورجيكم ورود كيف كانت قبل الحرب.
Prepared pictures to share with you and show you Worood before the war.
وهيها في أثناء عملياتها كنت عاملة عملية إلها برجليها وبعينيها.
This is during a surgery for her eyes and her legs.
وأنا آسفة في الصورة اللي حتشوفوها هلأ ورود بعد في الحرب أثناء الحرب اللي عملتها حماس.
This is, and I'm sorry for showing you this, but this is after the war that was initiated by.
ورود فقدت الحركة.
قديش عمرها ورود؟ قديش عمرها البنت؟
How old is she?
8
She's
سنين.
8-year-old.
فقدت الحركة بشكل كلي.
She has lost her mobility entirely.
وأنا هلأ إلي 3 شهور بحاول إني أعمل لها نموذج رقم 1 علشان تطلع من غزة تتعالج، لكن كمل ترجمة.
And it's been 3 months. I've been doing my absolute best to find a way to help her leave via the World Health Organization. I don't want you to cry, Hyam. I'm sorry.
ورود قوية لأنه أنا موجودة معها وأنت
Worood is
موجودة.
strong because I am here with her, because you are there with her too.
انت كتير قوية ورود.
You are very strong, Worood.
ورود كمان قوية لأنه ورود بدها
Worood
تتعالج.
is strong as well because she wants to heal. She wants to recover.
كتير أسفين والله، كتير أسفين.
We're very sorry.
إحنا كلنا أسفين.
We're all sorry.
أنا حاولت إنه أعمل فيديوز لورود بعد ما فشلت بحصولي على نموذج رقم 1 تقرير من
tried
غزة
making videos to spread her story after my failure in getting the needed document that will help facilitate her medication outside of the Gaza Strip.
بلشت أتواصل مع كتير أشخاص، مع يهود مسيحيين من كل الديانات، ووصلت لوليد عشان يوصلني معكم وأحكي قصة ورود. يعني شكرا وليد.
I started reaching out and networking and sharing the voice and the story of my daughter. And
ما تخليني أحس بتأنيب الضمير لأني ورجيتك صور ورود. بليز لو سمحتي.
Don't guilt trip me for showing you. I'm crying over all the children, Worood and everyone else.
شوفي أنا حبيت أورجيكم قصة، يعني أورجيكم ورود عشان تشوفوا الفرق ما بين قبل 7 أكتوبر وما بين بعد 7 أكتوبر،
I
لأنه
wanted
في
to share with you the pictures just to show you the contrast between before October 7th and after October 7th.
لأنه مثل ما البيوت اتدمرت، الدنيا معالمها تغيرت، كمان الطفل الفلسطيني اتدمر وانأذى، حتى لو ما تصاوب، حتى لو ما استشهد، الطفل اللي عنده مشكلة ومرض هو كمان انأذى، الطفل اليهودي انأذى، الطفل المسيحي انأذى.
Just like houses were demolished, also the human was demolished, and the children, even if they were not physically hurt, they were damaged.
شكرا لكم.
ايش راح
Thank you
يصير
so much.
ايش راح يصير هسه مع ورود؟ ايش في امل يعالجوا ترجع زي ما كانت؟ ايش ممكن يصير
What
يعني؟
can we do with Worood? What can happen with her?
تمام، أنا هلأ شغالة على حملة لورود علشان نلاقي مؤسسة تتبنى حالة ورود بنتي وتطلع من غزة تتعالج.
Right now, I'm working on a campaign whereby an international organization will adopt Worood's case and help in providing her with medical need that she
علاج ورود
requires.
حيكون أسهل إذا لقينا مؤسسة تتبنى حالة ورود. بدي أحكي لك ست هيام، الحالات اللي مثل بنتي ما بتطلع من غزة للعلاج لأنها مش مصابة حرب، ما بيهتموا.
Unfortunately, cases like my daughter's are not a priority because they were not injured during the war.
لكن لو شفتي إنه في فرق، ورود طلعي كيف واقفة على رجليها بتروح على الروضة.
However,
هلا ورود ما فيش حركة، ما بتتحرك، حتى شعرها
however, the impact is real to the point where she cannot move, right?
يعني هي تعد مصابة حرب، هي تعد هلا مصابة حرب لأنها كانت طبيعية أصلا قبل الحرب،
She's
كانت تعتمد على
perceived
حالها.
as someone who got injured during the war, because before the war she used to be self-reliant, and now she cannot depend on us.
Thank you. شكرا.
Thank you. Thank you, Worood, for sharing your daughter's story. And your daughter is probably the example of many stories like that. If there's any way anybody can support Worood, and they want to, how can they reach you, Worood?
ورود، إذا بتقدر تشاركي الكونتاكت تبعك أو رقمك، كيف الناس ممكن توصل لك إذا لقوا حل؟
مش بس هيك ورود، انا بعرف انه كمان كيف الواحد ممكن يساعد بهيك وضع، لانه انت عارفه شو كيف الوضع، يعني احنا حاولنا نساعد ناس بس ما طلعش بايدنا، بدك اشي مؤسسة مرتبة تقدر الواحد يساعد فيها.
أنا بأشتغل على هيك صراحة، ولأنه فشلت بكل الطرق حبيت إني أكون موجودة، لأني أكيد بين ناس رائعين حيكون لهم شو بدي أحكي دور كبير في مساعدة ورود. كمان أنا ما بحكي عن بنتي بشكل خاص، في أطفال كتير من ورود، في أطفال كتير
Can we translate? Okay. Worood and Hyam just agreed on the need for finding an international organization that will provide the needed help for Worood. And Worood is saying that that's why she's here, to be amongst people who can maybe one of them or some of them can actually provide help. And I'm not talking here about only about my daughter. I'm talking about also all the kids.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Worood, for being here and sharing your story. Yeah. So as we are talking about you guys being ambassador of peace, do you have anything else to say, Worood?
Yes. كان عندي فكرة بسيطة كنت حابة أحكيها لإلكم، ما بعرف
Yes, I
إذا
had
الوقت.
a very simple idea that I just wanted to share with you.
وأنا صغيرة كنت حضرت فيلم من إنتاج ديزني لاند بأتذكره.
When I was
كان
a kid,
في
I watched the Disney movie.
كان في بلد فيها حرب، وكانت البلاد المجاورة جايبة بساط كبيرة بتاخذ الأولاد الصغار والحيوانات.
There was a country that's suffering from war, and they had a neighboring country, and that neighboring country sent the country that's suffering war buses to save the kid?
هلا بما انه قطة ورود ماتت في الحرب طبعا وبطل إلها قطة، انا بطالب.
Unfortunately, Worood's cat has passed away during the war. So now I'm calling for
أنا بطالب المجتمع الدولي، وبطالب البلاد المجاورة حوالينا، وبطالب كل الناس اللي في بقلوبهم رحمة إنهم
the
يبعثوا لنا،
international community and the neighboring countries and anybody who have mercy in their hearts
إنهم يبعثوا لنا
يبعتوا لنا
بصات تاخذ أولادنا.
to send
أنا
us bus to pick up the children.
أنا كأم راضية إنه أولادي يبعدوا عني بهاي النقطة بس عشان يكونوا في أمان. أنا موافقة بالنسبة لي.
As a mother, I accept being away from my children as long as they are safe.
هذه الفكرة صراحة استوحيتها من الفيلم اللي كنت أحضره وأنا صغيرة، ولأنه حابة إنه أولادي يكونوا في أمان. أنا بطالب وبدي الفكرة هاي يعني تصير على أرض الواقع. جيبوا لنا بساط، خذوا أولادنا عشان يكونوا بأمان، ياكلوا يلعبوا يلبسوا، ما يسمعوش قصف. يعني صار الاسم عندهم جنوني. ترجم.
Bring buses and take our children into safety for them to eat and to learn and to play. All what they hear now is bombard.
فأتمنى إنه تكون. تفضلي ست هيام.
لا بدي أقول دورا what do you say؟ بسأل دورا ولا what do you say؟
First of all, this is something, first of all, I feel that if something is in your heart, Worood, and you wanted to achieve it, okay, and this is your goal, I think our role is to bubble your message. So if I have to do something with Walid, is first of all do marketing materials about a Worood story, about your story, and start publishing it and roll it up to make it something bigger. Because right now it's only us in the small group and also the viewer. But, and I'm sorry, I'm coming from a business mind. So if you want to achieve it, you have to market it the right way. So, and I'm sorry, and I know we talk in peace, and I'm just like more practical. I'm very, very practical. It is possible if you do the right marketing. I'm offering my services as a for the graphic. I can cover for that. Walid can help. Rami, anyone, man, Women Wages for Peace can give you amazing campaign. So if you send a photo, send your send what you want to do. I can help with the graphic, and then Hyam can publish it through the networking of Women Wages for Peace, and of course we have Matt, our colleagues.
This story really is very, very. I mean, Worood now, her story is so. I can't say how it is, because we are moving in the street, bringing the photos of the starving children. But now we have a story of someone, of one who we know her mother. We can talk about her as someone that we know. Dora, go for it, and maybe we'll do something. You can't know. I think we can help Worood. For me, we can help all. For me, we can help all the Gazetan people by Worood. Something small, but we can do it. We can't help all the starving children, but we can help someone that we can save her. Maybe, who knows?
أنا لأنه عارفة إنه في حدا حيساعدني، حبيت أحكي قصة ورود، وأنا متأكدة إنه بأي لحظة ورود رح تتعالج برا. أنا متأكدة. شكرا هيام، شكرا دورا، شكرا للكل.
That's why I'm here, and I'm positive that Worood will recover.
مبسوطة.
Walid, I'm giving you a lot of work now.
كنت فاقدة الأمل صراحة إني ألاقي حدا يساعدني في موضوع ورود، لأنه
I lost hope to find help, to find someone who is able to help me with Worood's situation.
كان في تعليق من دكتور بصراحة، لما أسافر وأعالج ورود أنا رح أكلمه مباشرة من أسبانيا، من مدريد، من أي مكان حكون فيه أنا ورود.
There is a particular doctor that once I am out of here, I want to speak with him.
حكى لي إنه بنتك مش رح تتعالج، بنتك حتضلها العمر
He
كله
told
هيك.
me that my daughter will never recover and that she will always remain like this.
فأنا مؤمنة بالناس اللي معايا ومؤمنة بإنه ورود حتصير طبيعية وقت تطلع من
Believe in the
غير.
people with me. I believe in the people with me and I believe that Worood will become normal.
The
Yeah.
problem is not to find the
بدي تشتغل على فكرة البساط، يعني أنا بدي بساط. خذوا أولادي، أنا عندي 4 أولاد، خذوا أولادي، بديش أطلع أنا، خذوا أولادي
Again,
وخلوا.
bring the buses. I have 4 children. Take away the children and leave.
Yeah, you know, it's remind me on Second World War when Britain or England were very heavy. They have bombarded by Germany. They did send the children, you know, outside, and there was a different family. I think some from the U.S. adopted those children just for that time of the war. So it's happened before. So that is not something new that you can take children from a war zone to someplace safe. And I have some ideas. You know, I wouldn't mind helping with the marketing, but it could be like a teamwork together with a different organization here and others. And then if we bubble it correctly and do it step by step, we can open that channel. We can actually make it possible. Yeah.
أنا شفته في ديزني، في فيلم لديزني، ما شفته في الحرب العالمية الثانية، بس يعني ما
I saw
بيهم.
this in a movie, not in World War, but it doesn't matter.
maybe maybe the people took the idea from Disney, but they didn't know that. And now Worood is telling us. Maybe the problem is that would Israel let the children get out of Gaza? This is this question.
So
Let's hope we don't know what will happen. Maybe we'll take this story and we'll do, as you said, marketing and
Yeah.
we'll make an issue and a story and
well, obviously you guys have now opportunity to work
بس
together
I want
and
to ask you something. بدي أطلب منك إشي. تقدري تكتبي القصة، يعني قصة بنتك هاي اللي حكيتيه بكم كلمة أو يساعدك. I'm telling her that maybe she can write the story of Worood by herself as a mother. We are talking about the mother's goal. As a
It's
mother.
already written, and I'll be glad to share it with you.
انك تحكي القصة كأم كيف صار مع بنتك ومع الصور تبعتي لنا اياه and you will send it to Dora and to me and I don't know. I'm thinking now maybe we'll make a campaign. I don't know.
أنا كتبت رسالة لمن يهمه الأمر. شو يعني كتبت كتير عن
I
موضوع
wrote a
ورود.
letter to whom it may concern. I wrote a lot about Worood.
In our in our group and we will see. I don't know.
Okay.
But you have to
Here's what I suggest. Hyam, Dora, and Worood and myself creating communication on WhatsApp
yeah,
and facilitate what can we do onward. Is that okay? بقترح انه نعمل جروب واتساب احنا الاربعه حتى نشوف شو ممكن نعمل.
Oh no, we more than 4 here. I'm not letting the other one here go.
all of us we have to help.
No, they are part of it.
جميعنا لازم نساعدك.
This is an issue of critical voice. Are the critical voices who are criticizing what's going on, and you are taking something small and you want to help and to let people say that you are not just talking, you are doing something also. Small things, but you are doing. If we'll succeed, we will succeed. If no, we say we tried.
But I think like if we think strategic, if we do address like an issue and an opportunity, I see that as an opportunity. Well, right now we understood what is the difficulties, and I know there is more difficulties in it, but we identified some opportunities to like think about it and structure it in a way that we can make it something bigger. You know, we can transition something and create here like a program to adapt children from Gaza. Usually it's without the parents, and I apologize. Like it's not because of the difficulties with restriction, not because of we wanted that or not, but I do believe in my heart that they will let children live and stay with adopted families around the world. And we have communication, we have Zoom now, and so they can still be in contact with Zoom and phone. They can still be in contact with the parents. But any parents that would like to save his children and understand what is coming, because Gaza reconstruction will take a long time, I think this is really practical step that we can actually take and do. I actually see that happen. Yeah. Yeah.
But is anyone listening to us or just you are the seven?
It's going out on a live stream and it will be available for people to watch later. So I'm not sure how many people are
Maybe
watching at the
someone
moment.
of the people, their heart will be open and they will have also, suggestions to Worood. You don't know. The sky is the frontier. The sky is the border,
The limit, right?
the limit.
Right.
Well, it's
Thank
so
you.
important, and this really it highlights the importance of working together and cooperation and
Working
partnership,
together and not just talking, Matt.
not just talking. No,
Not just talking, to do something small but very valuable. For Worood, it's very important that her daughter انت ايش اسمك؟ انت ورود ولا بنتك ورود؟
هلا هان في مشكلة، أنا اسمي ورود وبنتي كمان اسمها ورود، لأنه وضعها لأنه هي انولدت صغيرة هالقد وكانت ممكن إنه بعيد الشر تموت، فكنت حابة إنه تتسمى على اسمي وكبرت وصارت زيي. هاي حلوة يعني أنا
Worood Junior was named after Worood Senior because of her health condition when she was born, and the fear of her losing her made me name her after me.
beautiful.
أنا بدي أحكي شيء لست أيام وللكل يعني
Well, I know
حاملة.
you ladies have other engagements after this conversation, so I want to respect your time. I know we could probably go on for hours, and
Right.
fortunately, we have another conversation scheduled for the final Wednesday of the month. So we'd be delighted to have you all back or to bring some of your friends to hear some other points of view. But we've barely scratched the surface here. But I'll say a few remarks. I'll give it back to you, Mirabai, to wrap things up after that. But I just want to say it's really an honor and a privilege for all of us, our whole team here at the Middle East Peace Civic Forum, to hold space for these conversations and for you to hear from you, Worood, and Nama, and Hyam, and Dora, and Mirabai, to hold the space for just a very heart-centered conversation is such a blessing. And we're so honored to have each and every one of you here with us today. And, like you said, Hyam, it's not just about talking. We really want to see peace. And I mean, I personally experience, so much affection just in this room amongst everyone. And if we can spread that out into the world and, as men say, push the foot on the gas, then, we can make progress and grow and, really experience peace as a real lived experience. So that's kind of where we get our inspiration from around here. So I look forward to that next conversation and to ongoing partnership. We're always available to talk about how we can continue to work together. So I've said enough, Mirabai. I'll turn it over to you. If anyone wants more information, MEPCF.org, go check us out. Help us keep the lights on. We appreciate that from anyone listening today. But we're so focused on our mission here, and we're just really passionate about creating communication and inspiring vision and empowering action amongst all the peacemaking community and all the people that want to see peace in the world.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, everyone. This is so amazing to see, you guys collaborating together and happening like in the real time and coming together and taking this step. And it's not a small step, it's a big step. And I had so many questions for you, so I'm not going to be able to ask But I do hope that you guys come back again and I get to finish asking the questions that I do have for you. But one of the things that I wanted to ask you as a last question is what kind of message would you share with those people who are thinking about choosing a path of peace, or those that want peace but believe it's not possible? What kind of message would you tell them? What would you like to share from your heart that would help them make that decision and join you in your movement?
I can start. I can say that I coming from conflict transformation. So for me, I honestly don't truly speak in terms of peace. I don't see myself as a peace activist, more of a conflict transformation. I look at the situation and I search for opportunity to transform it into positive peace. So I feel like even if a person is hopeless, I can understand, but he can choose. He have a path to choose. He can choose to continue not believing and stay in his suffering, because non-believing is also suffering. Or you can choose to understand that the situation is complex and it's not going to happen overnight, but seek from his heart to look for the opportunities for transformation, what he can do. And that's my message. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that, as Dora said, the situation is very complicated because people don't trust each other and they have no empathy for the other. I remember that, for us, the Israeli Palestinians, when the 7th October happened, we cried for a lot. For me, my best friend was slaughtered, Vivian Silver, and we wept for days and for months. But when they started bombing Gaza, I asked my friends, what do you think about that? So most of them told me, we don't have empathy. We don't want to think about the others. Let us mourn ourselves. So situation is very difficult. But when you bring the price of the war, like what Worood said now, plenty of children are starving, plenty of children are dying. If we can make from this an issue, maybe something will change. And for my misfortune, I am an optimist. I wanted to be a pessimist, but because I look at the world, plenty of wars were all over. Look at Rwanda, look at Liberia, look at Ireland, look at the First World War, the second, as Nimaat said, now you go between Germany and France and Belgium, no borders, nobody is there. So maybe, in spite of that, our conflict is very, very stubborn. But I think people were born to be good people. They were born to be to have they have light in themselves. But for instance, we are passing a sort of darkness now. But I believe that the people are not bad people, but they feel, because they feel that, they feel bad, so they want to be bad for the others. But I believe in humanity. I believe that we can't continue like that. I believe that plenty of Israeli people doesn't like what's going on. I know my friends, my Jewish friends are mourning. They are in the street. They are making demonstrations. We have 60 coalition, and Dora can say you are doing everything. But we have a stubborn government. Maybe, I don't know. I believe, I am an optimist, and I believe. When, I don't know. But I know something, that we started our path, and we try. But if we can do that, maybe our children and grandchildren can continue our path. But I can't be pessimist. I'm pessimist now, but I have optimism in my heart. And
What
this
you're
is
talking about, Hyam, is taking a stand, taking a stand for peace, and kind of you stick a stake in the ground and you say, peace shall be. Someone
yes.
gets to do that.
I believe. I want a shock. I want someone to come like Rabin, like Sadat. We need a leader who will say, who thought in the 73 that Sadat will say, I'm going to the parliament. I remember that day, you know, nobody was in the streets. Everyone was at home, don't believing that Sadat is going to come out of the plane. And look, till now, we have a peace, a cold peace. It's okay, but nobody died between, the frontier of Israel and Egypt. And look at also Jordan. We have also a peace. Maybe, who knows? Because we can't continue. I don't think that people love to live in always war. Every 10 years we have war, operation after, and now look what happened on the. Khalas, it have to the Israeli people have to think that the Palestinian will continue to fight if they don't have a home for themselves. How? I don't know. But it should be, there should be, a solution. The leaders have to come back to sit at the negotiation table with women, Dora, on the table of negotiation, not without women, and to sit and talk and find a solution. If not, we'll do it by ourselves without our leaders. Isn't it,
We
Dora?
can. We
We will
can.
do it. Women can do that. We will go to the parliament, we will sit in the parliament, and if you don't want to sit down, we will sit instead of you. This is what I think.
Yeah. Mhm.
Magnificent.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for participating and sharing and being so open. It was really amazing being here and being part of, this initiative. So I'm going to hand it over to Matt
Yes.
to wrap it up.
Yes, very good. Well, I acknowledge you and those who dropped off and had to go, and really all the peacemakers out there. And you said even that you don't like that term. We're people that stand for humanity and a good life for everybody. So keep doing the work you're doing. We'll come back. We'll have more of these discussions and really
You want us back in the conversation once more? It's not enough?
I do. We got to come back and we got to bring more friends and there's so much to explore. Like we really want to get into the vision. What is the vision? What can it look like to coexist? Because if people can see it, if people can taste it and experience it, even just a little bit, then the possibility is there and
Yes.
we can move into that. So that's,
Amen. What can I say? Amen.
I mean,
Mhm.
all right.
And
All right, this is complete. Thank you again.
You,
Thank you.
I
Thank
was,
you.
I was happy to see you.